Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of... Good to be with you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. And you know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense, we're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends. And come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights come this offseason.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee, and off we go. This is going to be taken in at the 3, and the kicking team right there, stopping him before he can get to the 15-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll send him over to the left. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he's going to be stopped at the line. No gain. Great way for the defense to open up here at home. They'll stick with him again. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up third down. He'll look to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Up for a punt. This one fielded out beyond the 25. Here comes the Seattle offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the quarterback now in his 4th campaign.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end, and the best teams in they can win close games and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently. Is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves 3rd and short. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game. Pretty sure if he had a chance to do that one all over again, Mike, that's just a simple, fair catch decision. He underestimated the ability to how fast that gunner could get down the field. They take advantage of it. Not only does he take the big hit, he coughs up the ball, and now he puts his defense right back on the field.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think they're fortunate this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
And he's going to have the first down. They convert on third, and it sets up a 1st and goal. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Touchdown.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. It's offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
Here's 3rd and 2. He'll drop to throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Back to the air one more time. They'll look to set up the screen here. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Here's a first carry for their running back, and they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw, and he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards, and that leads to 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You can just the reaction on the sideline. This defense thought they had themselves a critical stop. The mantra down here for all defensive coordinators, Mike, is takeaways, field goals. That's what you're trying to do, and man, they were this close to coming away with a huge takeaway. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the kicking team right there, stopping him before he can get to the 15-yard line. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. The tight end going in motion to the left. Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
That one going nowhere, but a late penalty flag comes in. They may get bailed out here. 1st and 10. Back to throw. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
If you're gonna take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This one, returnable. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll begin here on the ground. Finding room across midfield. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
We had a feeling coming into the game that they were going to get this guy plenty of touches, and you can see from this early success why. The defense is going to have to make some adjustments here because they have had no answers thus far.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. He'll get this out to his running back. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. They'll throw out of the gun. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away.
And he's in! Touchdown! It's his 2nd touchdown of the year.
Really nice job there by the receiver, understanding what to do after you secure the catch and the ability to target him in the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. If you can hit them in stride and be accurate with the ball, there is a lot of green grass to pick up yards after the catch, and he's able to take this one all the way into the end zone for 6.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchdown and at the 30-yard line. Offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
They'll run. This is McLaughlin. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 31-yard line.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. 10-7 is the score. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Here's a 2nd and 12. Now this time they'll look to throw. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that 1st down. 3rd and a yard. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he will convert. Good job there. Drive continues at the 48.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. 2nd down and 8. A run here. It's McLaughlin. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. 2nd time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's running. That's what the best guys do.
Now, faking the give. There's a throw right side. It's going to be incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
It's a gain of 12 there. It's good for a down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Seattle.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they?
And now the decision has been made. The challenge flag is out. They want a review of the previous play. At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? You're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game. He pulls it in around the 5, and that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here we go on the return from the 1. And that's well done by the kicking team. He's only able to make it past the 15-yard line. And they're running set for this next. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll manage only the 34-yard line. He's brought down after a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Handoff here, up the middle, and he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. They motion a receiver right. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And a nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. This drive will start on the ground, and that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold him to a gain of 2.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant. Now a 3rd and 2. Sending a receiver right. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
This brought in out past the 20. And this winds up a very nice return. He's able to get up past the 40-yard line. And their running back set to go once more. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense will need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Certainly not one of his better throws, but what I've loved out of this quarterback today, Mike, was just how aggressive he's remained throughout the entire course of the game. Continue to push the ball downfield. Even if it falls incomplete, it opens up everything else in this passing game, and they've had their way so far today.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
They'll look to throw yet again. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen, and no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. On 2nd down, they'll run. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The field goal unit is out. This one from just under 50 yards. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And back within a point. It's 14-13.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Now a give on the ground, and he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in a tight 1-point game in this first half. We're back to Seattle after this. Quick throw here is complete. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone.
And he's not able to get away. He does manage to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll set up second down. Quickly to the outside and complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
The extra point, up and good. And the lead to 8, it's 21-13. Still a little time, final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And that's well done by the kicking team. He's only able to make it past the 15-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Short pass taken in by the tight end. They'll come up here on second down and 5. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Here's their punter now, as he is on to punt for Arizona. This fielded inside the 35. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Motion man is the tight end going right. They'll stay on the ground. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here. It is an 8-point game as we send you back east to sunny Florida. Standing by. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman. Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. From a yard deep, he's going to bring it out. And he can only get back to the 16-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a give up the middle. He'll get about 3. And that's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
On play action, and the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Kicking time for this one away, as he's standing right around his own goal line. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
And he's not going to get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
To the air now on 1st and 10. That one knocked away and incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Here's a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Open man, left side. He's got it. They get 16 on that connection. It's good for a down.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick, because that ball is coming out.
They'll look to throw. Look wide. Get this one complete.
Well, let's give the defense a little credit here. You talk about read and reacting quickly. They recognize the screen right out of the jump, and he's able to beat the blocker to the spot and keep him to no gain.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up.
Gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and 9.
Throwing now from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Now the return. And how about that? Nice return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drop. Trying to set up the screen, but he just had to spike that one. This will be incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's a handoff. He's able to get away from one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back. Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. He'll try to get this one on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
That's fielded at about the 18. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. He'll try again here, 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
They pick up 17 through the air. It's an Arizona 1st down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
He'll try to run for it. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a 1st down.
The defense decides to come with a blitz here on 3rd down, and it's a little feast or famine. You're counting on getting home and getting to the quarterback. But give credit to the offensive line. Not only do they protect, they buy enough time for the quarterback to escape the pocket, turns himself into a runner, picks up the 1st down.
Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. This is caught along the sideline. Nicely done, but right at the line of scrimmage, no gain to show for it. Give them 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and
this one is called in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Touchdown, Arizona. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league.
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. So, take away the 6 points, and it's ruled an incomplete pass. Up the middle they go. A second effort, and he is in. Touchdown. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
You have a tight end motioning left here. They'll stick with him again. And this time they stop him short of the goal line. Touchdown a moment ago. No 2-point conversion to add on as they come up empty. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned, so it'll come out to the 30. And their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position, instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. They'll go with a counter on first down, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the... Now, faking the give. That's into traffic, but taken in. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
And a good job rallying to the football. Hold him just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, will step aside. Slot man in motion left. On third down, they'll throw from the gun. Out their punt team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They trail by 2 and will start this drive with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll fight forward for a couple of yards, but a flag is down, and the linemen are already walking back. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going up top. That ball broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down. Throw to the right flat. It is caught.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw still result in a big game.
On 3rd down, they'll try to get it on the ground. 16-yard pickup on that one. It's good for a down.
In today's game, Mike, we're so used to seeing everyone go for quarterback sneak in this situation. 3rd and inches, just let your quarterback kind of barrel forward and get a fresh set of downs. But a nice change up here, giving the ball to your back. Not only does he pick up the 1st down, but he gets plenty of yards after that.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A handoff as they try to run it here.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
A big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field, and that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to let this one go deep, and that is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently. If they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
Here comes a return. Oh, how about the coverage there? Met and dropped before he can get a return going. Well, Seahawks offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He'll look deep. Left sideline.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. And now here comes the punt team. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. And they're running back, getting ready to go back to work. And we'll give you a look at some of the highlights. He's had a number of them over that magic mark, over 100 yards on the ground, including a rushing touchdown. He has been a handful for the defense right throughout. Now a handoff, running right. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Thrown left side, the catch is made. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
So second down, and they'll run it. And good hard running will get them down close to a first down. Might be a yard short. A big play looming here. They need to convert. It is 3rd and inches. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Motion man, set right. Handoff here, up the middle. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up, I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
And that one is complete along the boundary. Good job of getting those feet in back.
The best guys I've been around, Mike, they have a sense where they can see the ball, but they can feel the sideline. And that's kind of an innate sense that these guys have that allows them to concentrate and secure the catch and ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Here is a big one. 3rd down and 2. Receiver in motion, going right. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that 3rd down stop sets up a big conversation on this sideline of the offense, Mike. You find yourself in 4th and short, but you're trailing. I think at this stage here in the 4th quarter, I got to send my kicking unit on, take the lead, and hopefully my defense can continue to get stops to pull this game out.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. Ready to come back out for this next possession. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
At the 16-yard line.
Tight end on the move left. Throw on the run is complete. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success It's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
They'll drop to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minutes. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down's looming. From out of the gun, he'll throw. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. 1st and 10 now from the 36. They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. He'll try the right side this time. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
2 yards on the play. First down, Cardinals.
The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. So it's a win for the visitors. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. Have a chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the... For more, log on to .com. So long, everybody.